Lewis. How are you, my
How are you,
friend?
my man? Oh, look at this. Let me fix my camera. I didn't realize how easy this
Let's
was.
get a better shot at that beautiful face.
How do I take the comments off that are going?
You know what? There's really no way, unfortunately. But what happens is once this gets recorded and we upload it to YouTube, you won't see that.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we got to tolerate. I wish it was
Well,
on me.
so
This
they
way,
want to
I can
force me
cover
to read
myself
the.
up.
I can't. They want to force me to read the comments. It's like going so fast.
That's all
I'm
right.
like, oh my God, thumbs up.
We're gonna take some questions in a little bit, guys. So there, everybody. Hey, Equilin, how you doing, brother? Everybody's saying hello. You got a lot of friends in here. Chuck Diesel, what's up,
How
everybody?
we doing,
You got a lot of fans.
people? Everybody good
We're
tonight?
doing great. And well, let's start with welcome again, friends, family, friends. Everybody's joining in tonight. This is Vinny Presents tonight. Special guest, Lou Lombardi from the West Coast. Louis, thanks for joining us, brother. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. I seen everybody's comments when you said I was on. They were all great. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to do this. They were like, hey, Louie. I felt like I knew everybody. They're like, hey.
We're one big happy family around here, Lou.
I love it.
Let me give you a proper intro because you deserve it. Now, from the Bronx, okay, a place that I still haven't got to. I'm ashamed of myself. I should be on Arthur Avenue more often. But anyway, so you're from the Bronx, okay?
Yeah.
And you've been with such amazing actors and producers and directors. You were in The Spirit with Samuel L. Jackson and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
You wrote, directed, and starred in Doughboys. You were in the Oscar-winning film Usual Suspects. Edgar Stiles on the hit TV show 24. You were on Monk, CSI. You worked with Oliver Stone in Natural Born Killers, The Animal, Deuce is Wild, and of course, what everybody busts your chops about, right? The Sopranos. Welcome,
yeah, they call me the Rat. And Entourage. I played Hurdle's cousin on Entourage as well.
And of course, let's not forget Gravesend, right? I got the hat.
Gravesend, yeah, Tommaso.
Shout out to Will.
Are you on this show? Are you on the show?
No. I haven't weaseled my way on yet.
I'm trying to weasel my way on next season.
Hey, listen, a little maneuver here and there, you get in there. But you have a better chance than me, I think.
Yeah. I hope so.
So everybody, this screen is flying by, so we're probably going to get a bit over 1,000 people on here tonight.
Amongst friends, my first movie, Bill Stacks. Bill Stacks is great. He's got a great, funny, hysterical show on YouTube. Bill Stacks.
How you doing, Bill? All right, and guys, don't forget, please, Lou, all these
chatting with Stacks.
I was going to say, make sure that you're following Lou. If you have, for some reason, if you haven't already, make sure you're following him.
Oh, look at this. Hook me, Eddie. You got a lot of amongst friends people here. This is so great. This is so, everybody, amongst friends is, right?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Hey, look, everybody hooked me. That was my first movie that we did to get me becoming an actor. We did this independent film in New York. Mira Sorvino was casting it. She was really no one was anything. We were just a young group in 1991. She cast me in this movie. The movie went haywire, and it launched my whole career. But everyone's saying it. I love it. That's my shit. That's my first movie ever.
Mira's fantastic. I've never met her, but I follow her, and I tell you, man, she's a woman of integrity. I really admire Mira Sorvino.
Great actor. Great actor. Great actor. And we all go back from before any one of us were famous. She wasn't an actor when she cast me in Amongst Friends. We were all just we got an ad in Backstage because that's how I started. We'll go into that. We'll go backward. But Amongst Friends, it's like so many people are saying it. It makes me happy because the movie's 31 years old. Wow. And people still go, you're hooked. I played a weed dealer from the Bronx. and me and this other chubby dude, and we were like, hey, you're hooked. So these roles went nuts. So we did this little independent movie. We auditioned in 91. 92, we shot little scenes, a scene here in Long Island, a scene in Brooklyn, a scene in everywhere, right? And turns out 2 years later, Mira was casting it. They couldn't, the girl dropped out, and turns out she puts herself in the role. The movie gets seen, gets to Sundance in 93, and it launches her career into the stratosphere. But I drove from the Bronx to LA, picked her up, me and my two other buddies, some of the cast guys, and we all drove to Sundance together in 1993. No one was anyone. We were in a little tiny car, couldn't even pull us up the mountains. The other dude was bigger than me, and the other dude driving was bigger than me. I felt like a fucking supermodel with these two dudes. And then Mira was beautiful. She was great. She was She was just an awesome person. But she cast me in this Amongst Friends with Rob Weiss, the director.
Lou,
And
that's a movie in itself, man.
yeah,
Just that whole journey.
and then yeah, and I was like a street kid from the Bronx. I'm like driving to Sundance in my car that I had from street money, $5,000 after all my friends got arrested.
You got the IROC Z.
I had a Maxima, tinted windows. I was the coolest 22-year-old kid. So, but it's kind of funny because we go to Sundance. What is Sundance? We don't know what Sundance is. And we get to Sundance and our film airs and it blows up. And that's how I got Usual Suspects, because Bryan Singer had an independent film the same year. And turned out we met him there when we got back to LA after this whole hoopla of Sundance. He put me in his next movie, which was Usual Suspects.
That's
and
beautiful.
that's how I got Natural Born Killers, which was my first movie before Usual Suspects. Oliver Stone was a huge fan. I was a huge Oliver Stone guy my whole life. I used to do NYU films to learn how to act as a kid, right? So I would audition. I didn't go to school. I went to 5th grade. I didn't go to acting school, film school, nothing. You know, I was always on the streets, de-angling around. As like 11, 12, 13 years old. You know, that's how I know big pussy. When I was 13, I used to hang out at this bar. And so we do this film. I would do all these NYU films. I would audition to backstage. That's how I got Amongst Friends. And I would just send my 13, 14 years old. I would send headshots out every week to every NYU film, every student film, every independent film. And I would just get these student films. And I'd be like, wow, I'm learning how to make movies as a filmmaker. They're paying $100,000 a year to be at NYU. And I was getting a free education on filmmaking. 13, 14, 15, went on for 10 years. And I also did acting. So I was learning how to act for free instead of in a class. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's so invaluable.
So I learned how to act for free on set. That's why when actors go, I've been in acting school for 10 years. I'm like, why? You don't really, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Acting class it's going to teach you certain things, but you can't learn how to be an actor in an acting class. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, let me interrupt you just for that point right there. I'm biased. But I have to say, street guys like us, we kind of know how to maneuver.
Right.
We pick up that street smarts.
Right. And I was always a personality. Since I was a kid, a baby 5. So I was always confident, and that was my acting school. I never was nervous. I don't get nervous. I don't go, I don't really, it's not that I don't give a fuck, but I don't really care what you think of me, what anyone does. I'm happy with myself, always been. So everywhere I go, I feel good with people. I love people, people are great. I get along with everyone. So, I would learn how to act for free, and I would learn how to make movies for free. And as 10 years of doing that, we ended up sending my pictures out to that Amongst Friends, independent film, and it ended up launching my career into the stratosphere. And I didn't spend 1 second in acting school, film school. I'm just not a believer in films. I mean, film school, yes, because it's a way different technical thing. But acting school, you got to get on set. People don't understand. Acting is not memorizing lines. That's 1/10 of acting. You know what I'm saying? And what I would do is, I believed that what was that? I just lost what I was saying. I'm reading the comments. They're going by.
That's my buddy Leo. My buddy Leo Procopius says either you have it or you don't, or you don't. And he says you obviously got it.
Right, because confidence was always my thing. I was always able to go into places in and out. But I don't believe that. I try to tell actors it's not. Learning lines is 1%. When you get on set, there's 100 distractions. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, changing lines, this actor. I got to know your lines, my lines. Acting is not acting. It's the distractions you got to worry about. When you get on set and all, you got to process this in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You got to process all of this. All right, you're going to change this line. You can't move too far to the left. You can't, we're going to change your line. You get your direction, action, makeup, hair, wardrobe, and then you immediately do it within a second. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that. I don't believe it's just knowing lines. It's not. So that's why I think I really excelled when I got to Hollywood, because I was on real sets. you know, in the trenches, being filmed, seeing what it looks like, having the distraction. So when I got to Hollywood after 10 years of doing NYU films and independent films in New York, it was just natural. A lot of actors don't understand that. You could be in a classroom, but you're not getting the distraction. 100 people on set, everyone yelling, everyone moving, shit going by 100 miles an hour. Do you understand? That's acting. It's the distraction that you got to be able to focus. And you got to remember 5-page scenes, crying, sad. Like when I was on 24, it was a lot of that. How big was that set? How many people are there talking to me at once? And you got to just hone in on you and not the distractions. Makeup, hair, wardrobe, fix your shirt. I tell people, I don't need hair, thank God. I don't need makeup because I'm fucking beautiful enough. I don't need wardrobe because I'm 24 with the same fucking shirt every fucking day. I was like, I don't need you. Just let me be. And I would sit on that chair. If you watch 24, I don't know if you're a 24 fan, but I'd always be on that chair ready to cry. My
Look,
mom dies, I die, they kill everybody in my house, you know. So it was a real, it was in a real emotional role. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was a real emotional role. So I just would tell people, just I don't need all this nonsense. You know, it's not going to make a difference. They come, they touch you up. The line, and reline, the direction, out of the light, out of this, that's important. You know. So here they come. They're coming for me. You
see,
fucking pinch me on this thing. You hear them?
listen, you're saying a little too much. You're saying a little too much.
I'm running. You see my dog in the chair next doing the interview. So, but that's what I'm trying to tell actors. It's like, do students, and they go, what's the best way to act? I go, it's not being in an acting class for 3-5 years. It's doing shit. If you got to get your friends putting $1,000 a piece and shoot a short film, you know, these days, that's how much an acting class goes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it can be done, but kids want to take the easy route. They think an acting class is end all. And remember, you're in an acting class, you have no footage. People want to see footage. That's the biggest thing now. These days in Hollywood, no one's reading a script. They want to see a sizzle. I don't care who you are. They want to see what it is. Article, a visual, right? No one's reading a 100-page script anymore. It's very
No,
rare, except the writer who writes it. You know? So
you're right. They'll read the first 5 pages if you're lucky.
that's it. You're lucky. That's why you make a sizzle a minute to minute 30. That's it. Once it's over that, people click it off. So I've learned in this business when people go, I got a script, I'm going to send it to you to read it. Can you get? I go, no, you're not going to get it made. Go raise money. That's why Willie DeMayo's the king. That fucking guy, man, is a machine. I got to tell you, man, I love Willie. I got to say, I love Willie. Willie is the ultimate hustler. Like, I don't mean hustle in a negative way. I mean, he doesn't stop. He gets out there, does it again, he does it again, he does great shit, and he knows how to deal with people, and he's making a great product, and he's like, Willie's the ultimate in producer. I could say that. Willie is the ultimate producer. I mean, that dude is what a producer does. So Willie's the man, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I'm blessed enough, though. You know, I started working with Willie. I'm one of the executive producers on the show. Me and Willie go back to day one of forming the show. He called me, hey, Louie, you want to help me do this show? It's like 7 years ago. And I'm like, sure. For a year before, me and him talked out stuff. I knew Nick. I put Nick the Toro on, Paul and Victor. And Willie's just a master of making stuff happen. And yeah, man, I love watching Gravesend thrive. You know, and all those guys. Let me tell you something. One thing about Willie is all those dudes that are around him. You know, Rocco and John, all these guys, Tommy. Those are all Joe D'Onofrio. Those are his lifelong friends. When I go back to Brooklyn, these guys are all great. I don't feel like I'm on a movie set. I feel like I'm with my fucking family on the sets of Gravesend. All of Willie's friends are amazing. They're all cool. They're all friendly. You eat together, and that's the vibe I want to create in my career. And when we do Gravesend, it's like that. We're at the bakeries, the pizza shops. Everybody's there late night, just hanging out on set. It's like a
yeah,
club, you know? So Willie creates a beautiful environment, and his friends, all from Brooklyn and shit, are the man. I love them all.
yeah. They're great.
They're like friends. I feel like I grew up with them,
You're absolutely right. Hey, listen, Rocco, great guy. He was actually on
great.
here. Rocco's on here. I did. We actually did something with Joe D'Onofrio not too long ago in New York. I hung out with Willie a couple of times. We went to dinner. We had a big dinner, all of us. He's always been a gentleman, and every time I'm in his company, man, he's nothing but nice, and he's always, you can tell he's always thinking. He's always thinking.
Always,
It's yeah.
always thinking, and people love him. He's like a friendly guy. He treats everyone with respect. As a director, he's never yelling. He's always like calm and cool, and you feel, yeah, this is great. Like, we're gonna win this game. It's almost like having a quarterback like Tom Brady, where he's not screaming, like a lot of these players, or so certain people that win, but he's calm and he kind of sedation makes you feel into that we're comfortable.
That's a big deal.
So
Too. That's a big
Willie's
deal.
a great director. He's a massively great producer. I give him 100% credit, and I'm proud and I love that I'm on that show with him.
Yeah, man, great.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't say enough about it.
Frog's
But let's
Neck in the house. Yeah, my hometown, Frog's Neck. I'm trying to read comments as I'm looking.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think
By
I'm
all
looking
means,
down?
guys,
I'm not falling asleep. I'm not.
No, guys, we love the interactive. Like this thing's blowing up over here. This is great. Lou, I tell you what, let's go back, man. How did you kind of alluded to it, but what was that thing that took you from just being a neighborhood guy to saying, no, I'm taking a shot. I want to do this. Was it that first movie you were talking about?
No, when I was a young kid, growing up in the Bronx, like my father passed away when I was like 3. My mother kind of went off a little bit. So what happened was I would be in my grandmother's basement and I would be watching TV, The Odd Couple, All in the Family, The Jeffersons, that whole 70s series of shows. And that was my outlet. Like I would watch TV all the time, and I never went to school. Even at that young age, I would just walk around the neighborhood, and as I grew up, I really didn't know like politics, religions. I just knew people. I didn't care what color you were, what race I didn't care because I was always just meandering. I never went to school where they taught me, Catholic religion or politics, like a Democrat, Republican. Like I didn't understand that till like, maybe 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always just out in the streets, meandering, and I would just walk around dealing with people as they treated me and I treated them. So that's how I started at 5. This is at 5, 6, 10, 12 years old. Because I knew Big Pussy, because if he did an interview and he said to me on Talking Sopranos, where he goes, I know Louis. When Louis was 13, he used to come in my bar and he was this wise guy from the Bronx, bag man. Because I didn't go to school. I would just hang out at bars, 12, 13 years old. I never went to school, anything, maybe like minimal school. But what, 7th grade, 6th grade? I don't even remember. But I always learned the hustle, and the hustle bred me for Hollywood. So as I started as a young kid, I was fascinated with TV. The Odd Couple was my all-time favorite, and I would just watch it. I'm talking to the 80s, and then I got into the spelling shows, the Stephen J. Cannell shows, the fucking Botchko shows. All these, you probably don't even know these people.
No, listen, I grew up in that too. I was born in '78. I remember those shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So, all those like Stephen J. Cannell, that's why I would, for A-Team. And so I was always fascinated watching TV and the movies. My mother would give us money to go to school. We would leave the house. I'd go to a movie in the Bronx, the Interborough, or I'd go to Parkchester, the Lowe's, and I would just go to the movies. And I would sit there every day, every movie that was out, I saw. And I still do that till now. I go to the movies 3 days a week. I have the AMC pass, $23 a month. So I go 3 movies per week, late night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when no one's there. I buy my little snacks because I'm too fucking cheap to spend $75 on popcorn and a soda. My daughter's
you got a little mortadella sandwich under the arm.
Slice of pizza. My daughter's like, what are you doing? Fuck it, I'm not spending $50. Movies are too expensive, but I love the movies, and I encourage everyone to go. It's to me, it was my whole life, and watching TV as a kid, and as I got older, the movies became my life. I used to go all the time, like I do now. And you want to know what? I'll tell you now. I've been doing it. I'm 50-something years old. I've been doing it my whole life. I still go, and no one, I still go to the movies, and I still get excited. It's almost like it's every time I pull up to the AMC, I still get like now, like last 2 nights ago, I was like, this is insane.
You know what my favorite place was growing up? I swear to God, man, I was obsessed, not infatuated, obsessed with the movie store. Like when I used to go rent cassettes. I used to love the video store. I used to love them. I couldn't get out of those places.
Yeah. That was it. I mean, come on, Blockbuster was the biggest thing we had as kids. It's like you used to go to, used to buy popcorn, candy, rip the shit, bought 4 5 movies. You don't know what you wanted to watch. Just ripping people would. That excitement is still in my heart, like for movies and film in Hollywood. Like I still get like that. Like when I, especially when I go to movies or if there's something I want to watch, you know, I'm like, okay, it's that like 5-year-old when I was sitting on the couch mentality, you know, like in their house going, that mentality going, I want to do this. And people go, when did you get? When did you become famous? Sopranos. I have headshots at 12. I show people at 12. I have headshots. They're like, holy shit. Yeah, Sopranos was 2000. I did it for 30 years before Sopranos. Like I would do all my student films, but I was 12, 13. I would take the Manhattan Express bus down to Manhattan. It was $1, I think, and I would just sit on the bus as a kid and watch the whole Manhattan from the Bronx to go through Harlem to Fifth Avenue to the end to NYU, and I would take that bus all the time to Manhattan, back and forth. I would walk around as a kid, dude.
Wow.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, and then when I got a car, I would drive down and park. But the Manhattan Express taught me not just not just film, like not just going to my destination, but the Bronx, that Manhattan Express bus taught me there's more than the Bronx.